All right, welcome back again. J Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Um, I found this literally right after I finished. I got a message from my buddy Mike Larkin, and by way of PW Insider, informing us that Johnny Impact, aka Johnny Hennigan, finished his current run with Impact Wrestling at last night's Slammiversary pay-per-view. Um excuse me. Man, I am surprised by this. I was not aware of his current contract status. What's up, Jesse? But that was one thing that Trent and I, or had Trent and Kyle and I were talking about last night, was what would be the next step for Johnny Impact in Impact Wrestling. And we were kind of like, I don't know. You know, I mean, he had a great face run. Um, and it was really, in my opinion, one of the best comebacks to wrestling, professional wrestling, um, in a long time. Uh, First, notably being on Lucha Underground, and at the same time, pretty much being a part of AAA. And once people started getting that itch to broaden their horizons, if you will, from Lucha Underground to other places in the States, Impact Wrestling became the go-to place because they formed a relationship still with AAA and with Lucha Underground. So, yeah, it just happened so naturally, and he's been a tremendous part of this ever evolving company over the last few years. So, yeah, and the article at the end says that Taya's current knockout, being the current Impact Knockouts champion, her deal with the company is believed to run through the end of 2019. So for another half a year or so. Um, and according to this, his contract expired several weeks ago, but the two sides agreed that he would work through the pay-per-view in order to close out the storyline with Swan, which just is it's a compliment to how Johnny works, honestly. Some wrestlers would be like, nope, I'm out of here. But he stuck it out, and his heel run is, I'd say, as good, comparable to some of his past WWE heel runs, with The Miz or whatever. I loved it. I feel like his character has just grown over the last handful of years, becoming a better talker, and evolving as an in-ring performer, and just building on what has already been, in my opinion, a Hall of Fame career. It's if you know my channel, you know that he's one of my favorites. He's been one of my favorites since day one. I loved him when they made him the top guy in the ECW brand, even though a lot of people look at that, the WWE ECW brand, as something unfavorable. I get that. I still loved his run with the company, being on top of that, amongst many other things in the WWE, and then stepping away from wrestling for a while, doing some Hollywood projects, among other things, and then getting back into wrestling over the last handful of years. So, yeah, he's just been such a genuine part of this brand that's, he's complimented it, it's like he's kickstarted his career again between Lucha Underground and Impact Wrestling, and has certainly brought more eyes to his talents. Mike M says Johnny Elite to AEW, hopefully. Yeah, and he's said a long time ago he never really closed the door on returning to WWE. We've heard little things over the years like, ooh, there's some interest. Of course there's interest from WWE. Anything at this point in this very interesting how do I say it, landscape of wrestling right now. AEW, Ring of Honor, Impact Wrestling, New Japan. Don't rule out stuff like that. We don't know what he wants to do. I'm sure the offers are going to be on the table. I saw someone online say something like Johnny Elite versus Kenny Omega. And I was like, wow, I never even thought of something like that. That's actually something really cool I'd like to see. Or, and there's a whole new crop of people in the WWE he could face, or in NXT. Johnny versus Adam Cole, maybe it would be good. Versus Matt Riddle, bro, that'd be an interesting face-off. You could stick so many different people, and I'm not gonna hate on him if he wants to take his next step in his career, go back to WWE, light up NXT. I think fans would welcome him back. I think he'd be a great addition to anywhere. All Elite Wrestling. There's a ton of new faces in there. Hell, see, it just off the top of my head, he's worked closely with Luchasaurus before to help him become a better wrestler, with the moves that he's done. Trained him in his backyard, for crying out loud. And no, I don't mean like backyard wrestling. Johnny has a ring in his backyard. So there you go. Mike M says Johnny has worked on BTW. Refresh my memory. Oh, Being the Elite. Yeah, I think he made like an appearance in there because it was some house show or something. Faustino, what's up? Yeah, I'm kind of like all over the place today. I just did Slammiversary. I'm quick doing this, throwing some thoughts out there, talking about this, and I'll be doing MLW later, and then recording with the Total Nonstop Impact. I got a full day today. Holy crap. Not how I thought I was going to do my Monday. So I want to just come on here for a bit, get your opinions. Where do you want to see Johnny perform next? And who knows, maybe he'll take another break from wrestling. He's had a tremendous run over the last, I'd say, like 5 years, considering all the Lucha Underground stuff. And because that was really the catapult between that and the AAA stuff. And if you haven't seen his AAA stuff, I invite you to go see what he did down there, because when he was running amok as champ, he had all the belts at one point right before he came to Impact. He had Killer Cross at his side, at his muscle, and of course Taya. And it was tremendous. It was a great heel run. I'm glad we could see that. or some sort of version of that in Impact Wrestling. I was happy about that, and yeah, I mean, I feel like he elevated everyone he worked with, especially guys like Killer Cross, who are very fresh in the eyes of the wrestling scene, but who has certainly made an impact where he's landed. Fretz, good morning, J-Bone. I'm not staying long, but wanted to say, what's up? Watched some of the G1 Ospreay versus Archer, was amazing. I've heard very positive things about that. I did actually set my DVR to record it, although I think I missed some of it. So I'm going to have to look for a complete version somewhere. But I've heard some positive things. I am very curious about some of the G1. Don't know if I'll be talking about it on here just because I don't cover it enough to give a full analysis of it, if you will. So, but yeah, I've seen some interesting lineups there, and I'm certainly curious to see who Kenta faces. Moxley, of course. Sure to be some good stuff in there, and I know that series lasts a while, so we'll see how much I catch. Might mention it here or there on here. We'll see. But yeah, where do you want to see Johnny end up? I really don't know. I mean, me personally, I really don't know where I want to see him next. I just, I don't know. I got to give that one some thought. Really, off the top of my head, I can't really pick a spot where I'm like, oh, he has to go here or he has to go there. Hard to say. Styles, Chico. Johnny next. Oh God. Johnny Elite though has a ring to it. There would be Johnny Honor, Johnny Japan. I don't know what you would call him if you went there. Probably just call him John Hennigan. I don't know. Johnny filling the gimmick. But that's been one of the fun things about him. I don't think it's a knock. I think it's fun. NXT confirmed. Yeah, we'll have to see. What? Still Johnny Penis? What was that? Was that on one of Joey Ryan? Oh, geez, I almost killed myself there. Was that on one of Joey Ryan's shows at Bar Wrestling? Something? I don't know. It keeps censoring the word penis. That was his name in the Joey Ryan's penis party in April. Oh, okay. And I missed that. So that's pretty funny, though. I'll bet there was a Johnny Penis chant. Oh, God. So, yeah, I mean, if he signs an exclusive thing somewhere, maybe he won't be able to do fun things like that. Not that that's everyone's cup of tea. I get that. I'm not going to debate that. I know one show that's coming up. This just reminded me. Coming this weekend in Milwaukee. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss it. AAW. He's facing Hoovy. So yeah, they're gonna have a knockout show. I'm bummed I'm gonna miss it because I was gonna go. The plan was to go with Trent because he works there. But yeah, he's working Juventud Guerrero at that show. That lineup is stacked. Josh Alexander, Josh Briggs, Lucha Bros versus Myron Reed and AR Fox. Taya Valkyrie versus Jessica Havoc. Sami Callihan versus Fatu for the championship. Oh, snap. It is going to be the summer of Fatu, and we'll be talking about that much later. Actually, a little later. When I'm talking my get rid of that stuff. When I review Kings of the Coliseum MLW, that's going to air in just over 2 hours. Very excited about that. Want to see the full match that unfortunately my DVR cut off and I missed it. So that's going to do it for this one. If you're watching this after the fact, leave it in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on where do you think Johnny is going to go next. And as a fan, running a little podcast here on the big world of YouTube, I want to say thank you, Johnny Impact, Johnny Mundo, for making the last handful of years as a wrestling fan for me so fun, and I can't wait to see what you do next. Much love, and I'll be keeping an eye on this one very closely. You can believe that. All right, we'll see you later this evening after the MLW hits the old YouTube, and we'll review that live right here on Smash This Podcast. Don't forget to smash that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications so that you know when more of my content hits your screen. See you later.